You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Good evening. What's good with your nation? Welcome to Life of the Nation. It's your boy Dirty. You know what I mean? In the building once again. Hope all is well with everybody, man. Hope everybody's feeling blessed, living good. Before we start the show, I want to just take a moment of silence for our brother Pyro. You know what I mean? Yeah, so if you could just bear with us for a hot second. You know what I mean? Just for sure. Hey Pyro, bro, we love you, man. We got you, bro. If you need anything, man, holla at us, let us know. You know what I mean? You know, your family, you know what I mean? We take care of you the best way we can. You know what I mean? So sure enough, appreciate you, bro. You know what I mean? You one of the coolest cats in this world, bro. Truthfully, you know what I mean? So 50 billion things on YouTube, man. The fact that you allow me to grace your screen for any amount of time is greatly appreciated, more than I can verbally express. Please do pardon the bottle and the glass and the screen right now. Thirsty, I needed some Kool-Aid. We'll get that to the side in a minute. But yeah, 50 billion things on YouTube. The fact that you allow me to grace your screen for any amount of time is greatly appreciated. More than I can verbally express. You know what I mean? I thank everybody for pulling up, being here. I know, you know, I mean, it's going to be a minute before I get back to where I was. But, you know, we're going to make it happen. You know what I mean? We're definitely going to make it happen. Tonight's show is Make Up the Breakup. What will the Raiders do? And that's simply because, you know what I mean? Like, as a nation, man, like, we like this, we hate this, we like this, we hate this, we like this, we hate this, like this. You know what I mean? But in all honesty, we're just fans, right? We don't call any shots or nothing like that. Everything that we express is just in a matter of opinion. You know what I mean? But you know, the fact that you have an opinion just lets me know how much the fire for being in the Raider Nation, you know what I mean, really just, you know, burns within you. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know what I mean? Let's find out who's in the building, man. You know what I mean? Nothing changes around here. You know what I mean? People pull up, they show they love. I got to give it back. Robert Pinion, my guy. What's good with you, man? Salute to you. Appreciate you for being here. For sure. You catch it in the morning. I feel you. Ozzy, what's good with you, man? Salute to you. My boy Raider Kush, what's good with you, man? Great show. Him and Ern, you know, the E and K show. If you don't know, now you know. You know what I mean? Definitely want to check out the E and K show. Sebastian, my guy, what's good with you, man? Salute to you. Milka Breezy, my guy, what's good with you, man? Salute to you. Hope all is well. Romeo Tech, no, what's good with you, man? Salute to you. Glad you found the channel, man. I appreciate you for real. Adrian, what's good with you, man? Hey, gotta run them numbers up, man. Gotta run them numbers up. Hopefully, you will get back there, man. Lord Rashidus, my guy, what's good with you, man? Salute to you. Appreciate you as always. Boss Raider, what's good with you, man? Salute to you. Hope you're doing well. My guy B Al, always in the building. What's good with you, B Al? Salute to you. Hope you're doing well. J Dog 209, what's good with you, my friend? Salute to you. Hope you're doing well. Alfredo, what's good? Salute to you, man. Hope you're doing good. Circus, my guys in the building. What's good with you, Circus? James Furpo, my dude. What's good with you, man? Salute to you. Hope all is well. T, my guys in the building, what's good with you, T? Hope you're doing swell as well, man. Arkham, my guy, what's good with you, man? Salute to you. Raider Chris 100, what's good with you, man? Salute to you. Hope all is well. You know what I mean? Arkham is a dude I had a chance to meet at the Chargers game too. You know what I mean? Cool cat, man. Appreciate you for real. Kojo, my dude, what's good with you, man? Salute to you, Kojo. I'm sorry I missed your show, man. I know you was doing a little something, but you know, you gotta hit people a little early, man. Gotta hit people early. Joseph Soto, what's good with you, man? Salute to you. Hope all is well. Game 110, my guy, what's good with you, man? Salute to you. Hope all is well. Hope you're doing swell. You know what I mean? Who is it? Did we get everybody? We got everybody that is sit their loves and requests throughout. Raider Romeo, what's good with you, man? Salute to you. Hope all is well with you. All eyes on G, my dude. What's good with you, man? We are the people. My guy, what's good with you, man? Salute to you. Hope all is well. D Menace, my dude. What's good with you, D? Yeah. Dodgers got the dub. Dodgers did get the dub. You know what I mean? They got they win. So that's a good thing. You know what I mean? The Clippers got they win last night too. So I'm not even tripping. You know, everybody's, you know, it's a shame when the Lakers win just a regular season game, people are hyped. That's how bad they're doing, bro. Is that people are getting hyped off of a regular season win, man. You know what I mean? SS Dre, what's good with you, family? Salute to you. Hope all is well. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, man. I mean, really, tonight's show is about make up the breakup, man. Like, why do we keep going through the same old process over and over and over again, man? You know what? It low key becomes an issue sometimes, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's starting to really somehow like low key become a division within the nation. You know what I mean? Sorry about the noise, man. Like I said, I'm a little thirsty, bro. Just a little bit thirsty. Y'all know how you gotta shake up that, you gotta stir up the Kool-Aid, man. You know what I mean? Brother Kings made the playoffs. Hey, look, I'm just saying, man. I just wanted to know the reason behind people getting hype off the Lakers one win. You know what I mean? Regular season win. You know what I mean? They getting hype off the one regular season win, bro. Black and grayed out, my guy. What's good with you, man? Salute to you. Hope all is well. You know what I mean? Hope you're doing good. Yeah, gotta wet the whistle, man. You know what I mean? Gotta wet the whistle out here, bro. Mouth get dry every now and then. You know what I mean? All this conversating and talking and, you know what I mean, going here, going there, which I love doing. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Please don't get me wrong. It's just every now and then, you know, you just got to take a break and get a little something to drink. So reports are that multiple teams have decided to look elsewhere at the defensive tackle need other than Jalen Carter. Now, don't get me wrong when I say that the kid he's got great talent. The film that he's put on, you know, what he's put on film, it's a wonderful thing to see. And no one is questioning his talent. But what we are questioning is his mentals right now. That's the question. Apparently, you know, and I've said this before, you know, and I don't think many people paid attention to it. This wasn't his first time getting into that issue. It's also not the first time of him having issues. And all his locker room issues have been kept quiet. So there are some reports that are saying he could be a locker room cancer. Now, people forget that I have insiders too. You know what I mean? I got people that have played in the league as well, coached in the league. I got friends, family members, you know what I mean, all over the place, right? And some of them are telling me that the actual issue is this kid could be bad for your locker room. They say he's somewhat not of a team player. You know what I mean? They say he's somewhat not a team player. They say the same for a lot of people, Sebastian. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's he say, she say. It's hearsay. Hearsay, whatever you want to say, man. It's hearsay, right? But the problem is it gets passed around. You see what I'm saying? Like, it may have been something as simple as, hey, look, he didn't want to pick up the towels on the day that it was assigned for him to pick up the towels, and then it turned into something else, and it turns into something else, and it turns into something else, right? But look, none of us was there to actually be in the presence to say, hey, no, that's not right. But it's speculations, right? Speculations have a tendency to hurt people. You know, somebody speculated about me and look where we are, right? And I'm a nobody, bro. I'm not even up for anybody's draft. Like, bro, like it was speculations. So it hurts, right? But here, the thing at the same time is people are also starting to say that when these teams are meeting with him, they're not walking away blown away by his answers. You feel me? Like, nobody's saying that he's knocking anything out the park. Everything that you've heard about him has been about his talent. When you hear good things about him, it's all been about his talent, right? When they get ready to talk about him outside of talent, you're not really hearing good reports. So for me, I kind of want to be like, I don't know. But the Lions could not pick Carter too. Look, I got a strong feeling that Carter is going to go, right? He's definitely going to go. Everybody knows he's going to get drafted somewhere, somehow, right? But the question is, would you be willing to give him first round, knowing of a possibility that he doesn't finish out his career? Would you be, think about what we've done with our first round picks, right? Think about what we've done with our first round picks and what we've been asking for. We need some really solid, hey, going to go get it. Look, we thought we had that in Ruggs, right? We was unaware that he was going to have this accident. I mean, he wasn't even aware that he was going to have an accident. But he did. And it cost him his career. And it cost a young lady her life. It cost the family some misery and some pain. And let's not forget, it cost the dog his life too. And I love dogs, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I love dogs to death, bro. But our issue is we just don't need another high risk. You know what I mean? He could be a high risk, high reward. He could be a high risk, no reward. What's to say he doesn't decide that he wants to go celebrate the night he gets drafted, wants to get a couple of drinks and drive, race somebody? You know what I mean? Like, no, look, the accident was a mishap. The kid is 21 years old, for crying out loud. Yes, Omar, I get you, bro. I understand that, right? But here's the thing. And you got to think about this. People don't read into these. The reason why he got the punishment he got is because he took a plea bargain. If he didn't take a plea bargain, in actuality, we wouldn't be talking about Jalen Carter in the NFL draft right now because he'd be going to jail. He took a plea bargain to opt out of going to jail. Had this went to trial, it'd be a problem. So the kid took a plea bargain for the punishment he was given. Look, Omar, I don't care what Randy Moss did. Look, stop comparing players to other fucking players. Pardon my French. You got to stop doing that. You got to stop doing that, bro. No two men are created the same. Just because one person has an issue doesn't mean the other person's going to turn out the same. For crying out loud, as you say. Jesus Christ, man, like a person can't have their opinion? I don't care about somebody else. Are we talking about Randy Moss? Let's be honest. Are we talking about Randy Moss, Omar? Or are we talking about Jalen Carter? We didn't draft Randy Moss. What do I care? Minnesota got rid of Randy Moss for a reason. He was a locker room cancer in Minnesota. So if you want to speak facts, there's a fact for you, bro. He was a cancer in Minnesota, and that's why they got rid of him. So, I mean, if we want to be honest, he didn't work out for the team that drafted him. So what boat would that put us in? Think about it. Think about it. We didn't draft Randy Moss. So think about that. He didn't pan out for the team that drafted him. And we're talking about getting a player that we might eventually have to trade away because he's not working out for us. And we used the first round pick on him when we could have had something else. Think about it. Just saying. Just saying. You know I love you to death, Omar. You know we good. But come on, man. Think about it. That's why we have these shows. If I was to bring you the same exact opinion of everybody else, bro, what would be the reason of me doing a show? Yes, Randy Moss won a Super Bowl, but with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Pyro, my brother, salute to you. I take my hat off when I say my condolences to you, brother. You know what I mean? Love you to death, man. I am truly sorry for your loss. And, you know what I mean? Just know God got you, family. You know what I mean? God got you, bro. You know what I mean? I got your back, bro, but God got you, fam. You know what I mean? So just put your love and trust in him, bro. You know what I mean? I know it's hard, bro. I know it's hard. And I ain't got no words because I've never been through it. You know what I mean? But just know I love you to death, fam. You know what I mean? And you need somebody to just talk to, hang out with, man. You want me to just come through and roll something up with you, bro? Holla at me, man. You know I'm not that far away. You know what I mean? You know I'm not that far away, bro. I'm a trip down the freeway, folks. You know what I mean? I'm a trip down the freeway. But love you to death, bro. For real, for real. And that's my thing, man. You know what? Like, even though you gotta just look at, you know, both sides of the coin, man. I'm not saying that I don't want the kid, right? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, what if you do take him in the first round and it doesn't work out? You know what I mean? Like, what if you did take him in the first round and then it doesn't work out? That's going to be tough, right? That's going to be a hard pill to swallow. That's going to be another first round draft pick that just doesn't pan out for us. I mean, do we really want to take that chance? Are we 100% all in on taking that chance? Or are we just slightly reserved a little bit and just want to view what else could possibly be out there that will work for us? Look, I mean, we got so many draft picks, man. There's nothing saying that we cannot trade back up into the first round and still draft them. I'm just talking about at number 7, I would be a little bit more comfortable drafting somebody else at number 7, you know what I mean, with less issues, and taking a chance on him. And then if the ability to come back up in the first round and take Jalen Carter like later in the round or something, like 18, 19 or something like that, that's what they want to do, by all means, go ahead, do it. I got no problem with that. I just got a problem with taking my first round draft pick, my very first pick in the draft round, and having reservations about him. You know, I don't know. I don't know, bro. I can't. I've taken enough chances in my time as being a fan, bro. I've taken enough chances. I've given enough benefit of the doubts on players. You know what I mean? Look, just because you miss a player, who's to say that the player that you get doesn't end up being rookie of the year? Even though this kid may come in and do some damage for somebody's defense, what if the player you get actually ends up having a better season than Jalen Carter overall? You know, look, it's hard to say vets will influence younger guys, right? Raider Romeo, I see your chat right there. You know, he says, I guess people hoping. What is going on? Oh, okay, there we go. I guess people hoping that the vets will influence the younger guys, but that doesn't always work. Too risky for me. And I'm the same way with you, bro. You know what I mean? And when I go and look at it, bro, like how many vets do we really have that can get this guy into shape, bro? Max is a vet, but he's not that much of a vet, right? Max is still trying to find his way as well. I mean, are we really hoping that Chandler Jones is a teacher? Nah, man, you can't expect that. Like, you really can't expect that. Tillery definitely can't be a leader. Tillery just got here after being dismissed from another team. It's going to be hard for him to be a leader. You know what I mean? A trendsetter, robe slasher, whatever you want to call him, bro. It's like it's going to be hard for him to do that, right? So that's where I'm at, bro. Frank Robles, hey yo, what up with you, man? Salute to you. Hope all is well. And that's my only thought, man. Truthfully, man, like I like the kid. I like the film that he has. You know what I mean? I'm just a little bit reserved about his character. And I feel like I have the right to be a little reserved about his character. Because that seems to be the red flag that keeps popping up is this man's character. I'm not who's to say who regrets what? T. It doesn't matter what the Vikings regret. We aren't talking about the Vikings. We're talking about us, the Raiders. We have to stop comparing ourselves to other teams. Because in all honesty, all teams fell in comparison to us. And that's where we're not at anymore. People used to be scared of us, man. They used to be scared of our football team. They used to be scared of our fans. Not so much anymore, man. People aren't afraid of us anymore. He's not afraid of. They're not afraid of us anymore. We got fans from other teams coming in our stadium and pointing in our face and laughing and shit. Bro, like that didn't used to take place. But you can't scare anybody when your team is always losing. Right? Who's going to be scared of a team that's always losing? And for no reason, be having bomb-ass talent, but can't win. I want to get rid of these days. I want to get back to the old days, man. I want to get back into the old days where even when we lost a game, the other team knew they was in a game. I want to get back to that. You know what I mean? I just think it's big because he's one of the highest ranked DTs in years. Yeah, I get it. I get it. But look at the other D tackle that everybody is talking about. You know what I mean? The kid that everybody is making the Aaron Donald comparison to. Like, to me, that screams more volume than Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter's not being compared to an Aaron Donald. You know? I like this. I like this kid, Kancey. I do. Aaron Donald? Come on, man. If the Raiders draft Richardson and Carter is available, it's the same old Raiders. Look, I'm not asking for Richardson, bro. Truthfully, I'm good. I'm good on it on Richardson, bro. I honestly don't think I told you, you know what I mean? If you watch the E&K show, my comparison for him is RG3, Robert Griffin III. That's my comparison to him. You know what I mean? Nah. Yes and no, though. Yes and no. Yes and no, Gabe. You know what I mean? I just yes and no. You know what I mean? It's a yes and no for me. I want players that other teams don't want, in a sense, like we used to be. But at the same time, I still want players that are right up here. You know what I mean? There's the link if anybody wants to pull up, hang out. You know what I mean? Get your opinion out. You know how we do over here. You know what I mean? It is Life of the Nation. It's not Life of Dirty Raider. You know what I mean? It's Life of the Nation. All views and opinions are respected here. You know what I mean? You won't be banned just because you don't agree with me and I don't agree with you. I'm not going to kick you out for that. I'm not going to ridicule you for it either, but I will get my valid point across because I do believe I make valid points. Said Conley, red flags, not on the team. Rolando McClain, red flags, no longer on the team. Russell, red flags, no longer on the team. Ruggs, red flags, no longer on the team. Arnett, no longer. That's a whole lot of red flags that are no longer here. Al's Ghost, my dude, what's good with you, man? Salute to you, my boy Low in the building. What's good with you, Low? Salute to you. Hope all is well. You know what I mean? Bowden Jr., red flags, no longer on the team, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, for other teams, red flags tend to work out because a lot of teams who draft players that are not us, their front offices are built. You know what I mean? Like, there's some solid, you know, what I want to say, man. What I want to say. I'm sorry, I'm a little twisted in the tongue. There's some foundations there. There's some structure. There it is. There's some solid structure within the organization. We lack structure. We lack accountability. And I feel like for red flags, and so what if Jalen Carter has talent? If he has talent and is not going to be here, does it matter? Does it matter? I'm just saying. You know, the red flags could cost you in a game. Let's just say it don't even cost you on the field. Let's say he has an attitude temper tantrum in a game. And he makes a stupid mistake in a game that costs you the game. That's all I'm saying. Ladies and gentlemen, guest backstage real quick. Want to bring him out so he can hang out with us, give us opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, backstage we have the founder of Yes Sir Outdoors, the go-to guy for all your fishing and outdoor needs and activities. He's also the CEO of a company called NWA's Brown Crackers, coming to a store near you within the year. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Mr. the chaplain of NWA, Raider Twan. What's up, Twan?
Hey, what's good, fam? Hey, the only reason why I ain't got my camera up is because you know what I'm saying I'm not life of the nation, you know what I'm saying, dress code ready. So I'll switch over when I get there. But how you doing, man?
I'm all right, brother. I'm all right. Man,
Good,
I'm
good,
okay.
good. Blessings to everybody in the chat. Good. Blessings to everybody for real.
Man. So where you at, bro? What do you?
I
Where
you,
you
you
thought?
I hear. I really do hear what you're saying, and your points are valid. Um, I, I'm still on, you know, getting Jalen Carter. Um, and the reason why, well, I won't even say the reason why, because I think the reason why is kind of obvious. The talent, you know, level is what we need. You know what I'm saying, on this team is something that we desperately need, a defensive tackle of that kind of caliber. You know, but I do see your points. But I'm also okay with, it's going to sound weird, but I'm okay with missing if it's for him. You know what I'm saying? If we get him and it doesn't work out, okay, I could bite that bullet, but I can't no longer take the bullet of us taking somebody that doesn't deserve to be in the first round, and we're getting them in the first round. You know what I'm saying? There should have been no excuse why the other year we got Leatherwood. There should have been no excuse that we should have had Cleveland Farrell as our defensive tackle in the first round. You know what I'm saying? Our defensive end in the first round. You know what I'm saying? Names like random names that we don't know of, that no analyst is speaking of. You know what I'm saying? Those names should not come out for us in the first round. So if we swing for a guy like that, you know what I'm saying, and it could be anybody. I think we need to consider that too, is that any name, even these Mel Kipers and Daniel Jeremiahs are putting out there, they all could be, you know what I'm saying, a bust. They just look good in college. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I kind of take the Jalen, you know, situation, is if we swing for somebody that's supposed to be a bona fide first rounder, you know what I'm saying, and all the analysts are saying that he should be a first rounder, and he doesn't, you know, follow through, or, you know, happens to have a situation off the field or whatever, and we got to let him go, then yeah, it's gonna suck, but I'll be okay with it, knowing that we got somebody of that caliber just at that pick.
No, I look, and I'm okay. I hear what you're saying, Ron. I'm not gonna lie and tell you I'm okay with that. I'm not. I'm not. Because here's my thing, bro. You know what I mean? When I look at it and I sit back and I think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say that the guy that we pick in front of him, you know, can't actually be better than him? At his doesn't necessarily have to say we take a defensive lineman, but what if we take an offensive lineman that benefits us? You know what I mean? And it makes that side of the ball better. I mean, how about that? Right? And then on top of that, like, I really do have a little bit of faith in them drafting somebody in the first round that could quite possibly really work out. And I don't think they'd draft anybody in the first round that doesn't deserve to be in the first round. You know what I mean? I mean, look at their first draft pick overall that they had, Dylan Parham. Are we not happy with what Dylan Parham has done? Being in the 3rd round pick, he came out, he gave us 3rd round. You know what I mean? He gave us, 2nd round talent. We got him in the 3rd, but he played like he was drafted in the 2nd. Right? Like, I got a feeling that whoever they pick in the 1st round is going to be something. I got a strong feeling that, they're really not there with Carter, bro. And people were like, well, McDaniels came out and said that, he's still on the board. You got to understand that's also a power move. That's a power move, man.
Yeah.
That is a power move. The reason why you tell people he's still on the board is to make your number 7 pick still worth some value. Yeah. If I tell you there's truth to the rumors of him not being on my board, you no longer want to offer me what should be offered to me for my 7th pick if I were to trade it.
Well, that's just yeah, and that's business. You know what I'm saying? I think that's business just all the way around. I was telling people when they first were talking about these draft picks, and Arizona was talking about, hey, I'm open to, moving. That's just business. They're telling everybody, hey, I'm willing to move just to see if they can get, if they could pimp somebody, out of some picks just to move down or whatever. It's just business. So especially right now, since free agency kind of died down, it really is, them trying to play, play the game of, oh, I might be interested in this guy, but I'm not really interested in this guy, but I'm also interested in this guy. They're playing possum, on a lot of these situations. So a lot, even with some of these beat writers, some of the things that they're writing is very up and down. And it's just because of, the way that these organizations are playing the field is they don't want to show their hand. So, we're all trying to figure out what the best move is. And I mean, we still got to do that, but we don't know what's truth and what's lie at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Ruggs never had any red flags before we drafted him. He didn't. You know what I mean? He had no red flags. There was nothing wrong with Henry Ruggs when we drafted him, bro. You know what I mean? So that, it unfortunately there was, bad accident, poor choice by a player. Look, that happened, but there were no red flags about Henry Ruggs. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of players who didn't have red flags before getting drafted and came into the NFL and made bad decisions and ended up not still being in the NFL. Yeah, that happens too, right? But let's look at like Aaron Donald, right? Generational talent, is he not? He's a generational talent. You would say he's a generational talent, right? Who is Jalen Carter being compared to? Is he being compared to Aaron Donald? No. How about a Hargrave? No, not a Hargrave either. Maybe. Oh, is it Randy White? No, it's not Randy White. It's not Randy White.
Hey, I'll say to this to kind of combat that they were trying to compare Malcolm Kuntz to Khalil Mack, and how did that pan out so far?
I never agreed with that assumption.
I
never agree with that assumption.
I'm just saying. So sometimes these comparisons sometimes they do work, and sometimes I'm like, where are you seeing that? You know what I'm saying?
When you turn on Kansas film, I mean, you literally see it, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? Shit, I would love to have both of them. If I'm being 100% honest, nigga, give me both of them. But take Kansas first. He's not only being compared to Donald because they played at the same school. He's being compared to Donald because they're the same size. Not only did they play at the same school, they're the same size. They're the same size. That's why he's being compared to Aaron Donald. Because he moves a little bit like him. He still got a ways to go, but he moves like him. He works like him, bro. He's built like him. That's why they're being compared to each other, not just the school. You know what I mean? Look, Aaron Donald couldn't stop the run when he first got into the NFL. If you go back and look at his 2014, 2015 tape, he couldn't stop the run either. Eventually, he learned to. Ladies and gentlemen, special guest backstage before we continue on. My brother is up from his nap. He is ready to go. Ladies and I'm just playing. He is ready to go. He's got on his hat. He is one of the fans who is celebrating a regular season win, I'm assuming. Ladies and gentlemen, my boy, my homie, for real, for real. You know what I mean? My dude, the one, the only. I'm not going to say it this time. I'm going to just say Dirt Elo. What's good with you, fam?
Listen, I have a bunch of Lakers shit, so this is just what I wore today. I didn't even know they won today. Thank you for informing me. I appreciate that. What's up, Twan? How you doing, brother? Since brother Twan's, you know what I mean, being nice, you know, just not giving me shit just right when I first get here. I didn't take a nap today. I literally didn't take a nap. I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning, bro.
Yeah.
All eyes on G. I'm gonna let y'all Fresnos rock with this one, bro. I'm not gonna say it this time, but don't count on me not saying it every time.
It's not a dust bowl no more, bro. It's just a bowl. Just
well, after the rain, there's really not too much dust, huh? Yeah. Little grass growing there.
My grass looks fucking amazing right now.
What if I called y'all the low budget desert?
Whoa, hey, what are you talking about, man? We got fucking water all around us. What are you talking about? We got lakes and canals and all this shit. Matter of fact, the way you get water is from us.
From the land of farming. From the land of farming.
And that good greenery that you are smoking right there is coming from the farmlands of Fresno, California.
Nah, this didn't come from Fresno. This didn't come from Fresno. This came from Gardena.
the land of the fruit flies.
For real.
He said, "Just call it a desert."
Just call it a desert. No,
ladies and gentlemen, from the oasis of Southern California.
Are we talking about Kukev?
No, from a mirage of an oasis.
Hey, now that's a dust bowl right there.
Yeah, that's a dust bowl. That boy dry. That boy dry. Him and the cottage cheese, bro. What's up with the cottage cheese? I don't know that. I don't know
everywhere Cool Kev go, nigga, a cactus pops up.
Like a tumbleweed follow. Tumbleweed follow the dot.
Every time he show up.
You get a cactus.
Man. So low, the question is, man, the Jalen Carter situation, man. You know what I mean? I've said my piece. I'm not saying that I don't want the kid. I just feel like at 7 is a very, very high risk that I'm actually not really willing to take. You know what I mean? I think like there's some other players that you could get that you actually do need as well. You know what I mean? That could be a little bit of a lower risk. You know what I mean? But that's just where I'm at. So where are you at with the Jalen Carter situation?
Well, I'm going to shout out to the homie Mike. First off, happy birthday, Michael G. He pointed out to me that apparently on my live, hold on, I forgot. I'm going to say skin the cat of the football. That's what I meant to say. There's more ways to skin the cat, but apparently I said skin the cat of the football. That's what I said.
Wow.
So apparently that's what I said on my live, right? So I was just saying there's more ways to skin the cat. So no, the reason why I was saying that is because there's so many different ways that this could happen. There's a strong possibility he's not even going to be here at 7. He's projected. I think Levis is going to fucking flop. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people are going to pass on him. And plus I don't know a lot about the whole draft and stuff just from what of the stuff that I've learned just in this last couple of weeks. For me, not being sold on the quarterbacks at all, AR, I'm not sold on. For me personally, and plus what we need for right now, I don't think this is going to be the bridge quarterback for the system. If we're going to get rid of this whole, I don't know. That's just me. I'm going too far. But bottom line, I just think we should trade down. I've always felt that if the players there weren't going to be enough, I'd rather have Ziegler have more players to pick from in the higher rounds than to be worried about the later rounds. Personally, myself. So if he's there at 7 and we're still at 7 and we haven't moved or made any moves, take him. But I personally would rather go further down, get more picks.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I got no issue with that.
I talk a lot of shit.
I honestly believe, and I said this already. I think I said this a couple of weeks ago when I had my other channel. I honestly think the Raiders are going to take a lineman in the first round. I do.
If we do,
now let me clarify that they are not known for taking linemen that early. You know what I mean? The Ziegler's not known for taking linemen that early. But if you notice, it was the very first thing they addressed in the draft last year. Their first pick was a lineman, and he worked out.
Why do we need a lineman? This is the one thing
because our right tackle situation is in dire need right now.
How's that?
We don't have one.
What? We have 2.
Who?
We have Luminor and fucking Munford. What's the beef?
There's no trust in them, really. There's really no trust in them right now. And I think Munford is more of a guard than a tackle.
All right.
I really believe Munford is a guard more than a tackle. And if you were to go out and get a solidified, bona fide starting right tackle, and you moved Munford to your guard position, you would have a better line. I'm just saying. There's nothing wrong with improving either.
I mean, yeah, I get it. I mean, but at this point in time, we don't even necessarily. Okay. Now, Jimmy G got basically a 2-year contract, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So building the offensive line doesn't make any sense. They already signed 2 players. They got somebody drafted last year. What I said actually happened, maybe about like 2 games difference. Munford came in, played pretty well. He actually played really, really well. When Luminor came back, everyone was getting banged up. People were moving around. You know what I mean? One of the guys that was banged up is Bars. You know what I mean? Now we picked up this other guy. So those are 2 guards right there, right? So we're good there. Munford is going to be our future right tackle. He's big, he's long, he's put on a little bit of weight, he needs to learn the playbook. Luminor can teach him, bro. Like Luminor, like me and Gravy were talking about this because Gravy had stopped by earlier, and we were talking about this, right? He basically made a statement like this. He goes, when Stidham came into the game, you know what I mean, and played and knew how to shift the line and how to do this, that, and the third, okay? Carr throughout the whole time didn't know how to do that because the way the offense was ran under Gruden and the way he was doing it was totally different than the way Josh McDaniels had to do it. So what would happen is when Gruden would come up in his offense, James would be, this is person, this is Max, boom, boom, doing this, doing that, and then Derek Carr could sit back and then overlook the whole rest of the field, right? Mm-hmm. This system is not like that. It's set up. This is the play. This is the look. If this is the looks there, regardless of whatever, go here. So, right. So the timing, the calls, all that shit, it was evident. The reason why he didn't play well is because, for one, he was off. 2, it wasn't because of the line. You know what I'm saying? It was because of the system. And in that case, Luminor ended up being the most penalized right tackle or some shit to that effect. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So the guys that they picked with Munford and him learning off of that, now with Jimmy G knowing this system and knowing how to run it and know what to call, when to call, and how to call it, and Luminor being drafted with the Patriots around the same time with him, it's a familiarity. So that is one of the key things that was making us bad on certain things because of the play calling, because of Luminor's and just the miscommunication of him. Besides that, the penalties. If the penalties are gone, we're good. Another key thing is that you got to understand that Munford played very, very well. he was highly rated. You know what I'm saying? He was very, very highly rated. You know what I mean? For a rookie to come in and play when he played, bro, we're good. I mean, I see the need for it, for that big presence, but I mean, at this point, you know what I mean? We need to be focused heavy on defense.
I understand.
I mean, that's just me.
All I said was there was a strong possibility that they could draft the offensive lineman.
And I just give you my opinion, my brother.
That's just my opinion. It's a strong possibility.
I get it too, because it makes sense in the fact of, you know what I'm saying, when you get that first round,
bro. I got you.
When you get that first round pick, it's usually for someone that you're expecting to have here, you know what I'm saying, for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So you want your lineman to be, you know what I'm saying, if especially like we, for an example, perfect example, Colton Miller, right? We got Colton Miller. He stayed for 5 years. He ended up, you know what I'm saying, staying even longer than that. You know what I'm saying? That's what kind of stability, you know what I'm saying, we have, you know what I'm saying, in Colton Miller, because he was that first round pick. So it could be a possibility that they do that. And again, it goes back to my word, cheap labor. You know what I'm saying? If we can get rid of, you know, Brandon Parker, you know what I'm saying, who's going to cost us money, you know what I'm saying, or if we're going to, you know, get rid of Luminor, that's going to, you know, cost us money, and have someone cheaper and have Munford and first round pick take over that right side. Hey, it makes it a whole lot easier, and then we can move that wherever we want to move it, whether it's to the defense or, you know what I'm saying, eventually on the offensive side. You know what I'm saying? It can go however it wants to go. So wherever they think they can also save money too by doing that, they might even go with the offensive line.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, that is guest backstage. I want to bring him out real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, you have seen him come out of the gates as of recent. He's been flying to YouTube with all types of different news, be it UFC, be it boxing, be it Raider news, whatever it is, ladies and gentlemen. He is on the prowl. He is on the way to a thou wow, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to make sure that happens, ladies and gentlemen. The one, the only, my game time bro, my fam bam, my homeboy, the king of motherfucking 420 here in Southern California, the one, the only, Mr. Ready Gabe. What's up, Gabe?
I thought it was JT. He said just as of late, and then he goes, "Oh, boxing." I was like, "Oh yeah, that's not JT." I was like, okay, good.
No, JT's channel is still being built.
Yeah, I know.
Got a lot to do with that channel. You know what I mean? So, because when that channel comes out, trust me, it's you ain't gonna, if you got funk with NWA, you definitely ain't gonna want no funk over there. So you might want to squash it before that channel comes out. Stop it. Gabe, what's good with you, Mike? How you living?
Chilling, man.
What's your thought process? You've been over here ragging on me in the goddamn chat, man.
Oh, good, bro.
No, I just think that it's not that. I just think that Carter is just for me, like in my opinion, I just think like you might see other in film or anything like that, because you know everybody has their own, you know, like valuation of players or whatever. And who's to say that you're right, I'm right, whatever. But the end result is, you know, who Ziegler is gonna pick. But to me on film, I just see Carter, and that dude is just different. You know what I mean? He's a different type of player, and I don't know. He just seems like the perfect story to like. It is a risk. Don't get me wrong, and I get people when they say, you know, the risk, you know, the risk factor, because we have, you know, missed on a lot of those, but I also think it's because it was incompetent regimes that we had here. You know what I mean? Like offensive line, I think we're kind of good, because I think supposedly they're high on the new guy that they got, the guard, the guy Netane Muti. Or whatever, like that Samoan dude that he's like 23 years old, whatever. They're high on him,
Broncos, right?
They still got Parham, and they said they're gonna leave James at center.
So then they should. James did well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So then you're gonna have Colton Miller, you know, locking down the left side. Hopefully, you know, he has a better year. And I just think Parker and Illuminor are gonna, you know, Luminor, and Munford are gonna fight for that other tackle spot. You know what I mean? Because they did re-sign Parker as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not. Ain't nobody high on Parker around here.
Yeah, I know. I just think that it's just more of like a motivation to try to get competition in that training camp for like. I think it's just going to be better
because he's in silver and black, so I'm gonna definitely pull for the kid to win, right? But I just gotta base it off what's been of recent, and of recent, you know what I mean, hasn't really swung in the favor of Brandon Parker. Especially after
I can say that them the other two, like the two linemen, like Illuminor and Parker, are gonna just push. I think Mumford to be that starter. That's just gonna push Mumford that extra bit. You know what I mean? That competition in training camp.
I think what keeps me optimistic about Brandon Parker is that even before his injury, you know what I'm saying, there was reports out there that were saying that the staff were high on what they saw out of Brandon Parker. So, you know what I'm saying, I know he's coming off an injury, but if he can kind of get back to what, you know what I'm saying, what they liked out of him, you know what I'm saying, prior to injury, who knows, what worked, you know what I'm saying, for him. Again, this is a whole different scheme. This is a whole different system. So, it might be a better, you know what I'm saying, the player might him being the player might actually fit better for this system. Who knows?
Yeah. No, for me, I'm not saying draft an offensive lineman. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a possibility that they could.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I examine all sides of the spectrum. That's what I do here. I look at everything. I don't just get, single track minded and be like, oh, this. Nah, man, you gotta go around. There's choices. That's why it's a draft, because there's choices, right? Now, for me, if I'm being honest, what I would like for them to do is take the best damn defensive player on the board at 7. I don't give a fuck what position it is. Defensive lineman, fucking linebacker, corner, safety. I don't care what it is. Take the best defensive player on the board.
Okay, we might need a guard.
Might need a guard?
Yeah, because I'm looking at it in Natane Mutiti. He's from Fresno State. That's why I fucking knew this guy from somewhere.
Yeah,
he was a 6th round pick, and the reason why he was a 6th round pick was because he had a ruptured Achilles tendon. And hold on. It was a ruptured Achilles tendon and a Lisfranc injury.
Lisfranc
injury.
Yeah, Lisfranc. So that is kind of
hard.
Yeah. So, but they said besides that, the only thing is just his lateral quickness. That's his only downfall.
Yeah, he's good at the run. He's good at the run blocking for sure. Because that's what
he's out of Fresno State. Well, he's out of Samoa, but he's a Samoan cat. But you know what I mean. But he went to school at Fresno State. So
yeah. Crazy. So is like like Dirty said, is we're looking at all aspects of it. Do we want an offensive lineman? No, but we're also looking at, does it make sense if they did take an offensive lineman in the first round? Most likely, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes sense. Would it make sense if they got an offensive lineman in the first round? Yes, it would.
Nah, he's Matuti is a 6'3", 315. Yeah. Oh, you're saying the tackle? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Look. I mean, whatever they draft in the first round, look, it's what they draft, bro. You can't change it, right?
Right.
They're gonna draft whoever they want to draft. All we're really doing is saying, hey, this is how I feel. This is maybe who I would want, right? But we're not telling them who to pick because they're not listening to us.
Everybody should be throwing their phones if we draft a kicker.
I'm not.
I'm not throwing my phone. It costs too much.
Hey, I'm just saying that would be a reason to be pissed off, is if we got a kicker, knowing that Carlson is pretty much, you know what I'm saying, close to money.
What was the guy that the Patriots used to have a long time ago that retired?
Vinatieri.
They brought him back. They just signed him. Breaking news.
For real?
Now I'm fucking around.
Hey, it wouldn't surprise me because kickers, hey, as long as they're flexible, dude, they could be like 70 years old and still be, you know what I'm saying? Like some of those kickers are the oldest players in the league.
Yeah, because Vinatieri played what, 20-something years?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, trip out. I watch Busting with the Boys, bro. Like I just watch little clips here and there and stuff like that. Taylor Lewan's a really, really good tackle. He's a left tackle. I've seen that he's lightening up. You know what I mean? Usually when somebody does that, they're gonna have to change positions. I don't know, man. What do you guys think?
I take Taylor Lewan at right tackle.
Bring him in?
Hell yeah.
Because
you know why? Because left tackle is more demanding. He's at the point in his career where he can play the right side. It's just not as demanding.
Yeah.
You know?
It wouldn't be bad.
Reading some shit right there, the fucking because you were saying who they were comparing Jalen Carter to, like just reading some reports right there. Like they say his game more is comparable to like a Warren Sapp. I send you the link right now. I send it to your thing.
All right.
He's more comparable to like Warren Sapp, and Warren Sapp also had like fucking red flags during his fucking college career.
Yeah, he did.
Everybody does.
Man. He did.
It was good. Everybody in the chat, man. Red Nation.
But at the same time, he was at the University of Miami, who didn't have red flags coming out of the University of Miami.
Fucking everybody.
I mean, that was the year of Luke and all them.
Michael Irvin had red flags coming out of
Uncle Luke was
Miami, bro.
Luke was running rapid in that.
Uncle Luke was making appearances in the locker room and shit with fucking a bunch of strippers and shit. Like,
Santa Claus come, Santa Claus come, Santa
Claus. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Go. Yeah, man. Nah. Hey, that Uncle Luke, bro. That Uncle Luke.
Is that why the Oakland A's wasn't winning games? Because MC Hammer was in the locker room?
Shit, probably. Was that when MC Hammer was?
They wasn't winning games because they were concerned about getting their money from MC Hammer. They didn't put money in the Hammer. They wasn't getting paid.
Or was he just MC Hammer? Or was he too legit to quit Hammer? Or was he Death Row Hammer?
Dude, I wouldn't
either one.
Either Hammer.
I couldn't believe he signed with Death Row. That had me dying, bro.
See, I don't see how you can do pumps in a bump and then be on death row, bro. I just got
for real. Hey, that was Suge's homie, dog. That was Suge's homie.
I was like, man, I heard the song, right? I heard it, and then I seen the video. I was like, oh, all right, no.
Hey, the only thing I don't get is that he was a big time Raider fan because he was from he was from the Bay and shit. He was a big time Raider fan. But this motherfucker was, on the sideline all the time with fucking Atlanta Falcons jerseys on and shit when Deion was playing there. Like, come on, man. Come on. Yeah. You can't be doing that shit.
Yeah, you can't be doing that. But, remember, Hammer is gangster, though, bro. Hammer is gangster in real life.
Yeah.
So, it's crazy because, like, people's like, people trip out how Hammer, got with Death Row and stuff like that. But, you also have to factor in he has that Oakland connection just like Tupac did. You know what I'm saying?
Let's define who we're talking about. MC Hammer.
MC
Hammer.
Too legit to quit.
Oh, ain't nobody talking about that other dude, bro.
I'm just clarifying.
Ain't nobody talking about that other dude, bro. Ain't nobody care about him. I said what I needed to say.
Huh? Huh? I didn't hear on this side.
Let me put my
somebody could have said it. Like I'm with Twan on what he said. Or like I'd rather even if it's not Jalen Carter, like I just want them to get somebody that's been being talked about in this draft as being like a kind of a not miss player. I can accept that in taking one of those players than being taking one of these reaches again, or a guy that maybe is a late round first round pick, but we take him at 7 because he fits supposedly our system. It's like I'm tired of that type of fucking drafting, dog. Like that drafting to me is just like fuck, bro. Like you know what I mean? It's even worse than taking a red flag guy because at least the red flag guy he just has one or two things. He has the game right. He just needs to get his act together. The other one is just like you're reaching on guys that never pan out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why, like, even if it's not Carter, I just want them to take somebody that is kind of regarded, you know, highly in this draft. That's it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing
wrong with that.
I believe this guy, it could be the change. He could be a great change for us, bro. Fuck, man. Come on, bro. Like, just tighten the fuck up, bro. Like, Gravy was making fun of me because I was saying, but he's on medication.
I know you fucking fool.
I was talking that shit because they cornered me. Fucking him in there, and I was like, the fuck? That shit was funny, though. Nah, but like, I just want this motherfucker to be, like, on point. Like, and we don't even know if we're going to get the kid yet. You know what I'm saying? But I just want him to be on point. Like, I don't need to hear the same bullshit, and you know what I mean? And everybody has red flags, bro. Everybody has a fucking problem. I mean, I got all kinds of shit, bro. You know what I mean? But it's like, I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? We all do some hood shit. We all do some dumb shit. I get it. But, like, you know, I've done numerous things consistently back to back. Like, fucking, like, I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? But I don't do that no more. But whatever. But, I mean, so I get it. You know what I mean? I get the stupidity. But yet at the same time, my biggest gripe is, like, bro, you have all this talent. You know what I'm saying? I was working at McDonald's and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Playing baseball. What are you talking about? You actually like have a chance to change everything, and that's where it's like, man, you gotta, man, just you know, tighten up. You know, that's all I'm saying. I mean, but yeah. But I was just trying to get out of it because Ern started using the same logic, and then Ern and fucking Gravy agreed.
What?
And yeah, they agreed. Yeah. And Ern had a smile on his face, bro. It was weird.
You know what? I was kind of glad, and I don't know. Again, I don't know if it was smoke and mirrors or not. You know what I'm saying? But I was glad that, you know what I'm saying, I was glad that McDaniels talked about that situation with Jalen Carter, saying, you know, there's his side of, you know, there's multiple sides of the story. You know, there's a side of what the media is talking about versus what, you know, actually went down, and then versus, you know what I'm saying, what Jalen Carter's accord is, you know what I'm saying? And they're trying to find out what that is, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's kind of, you know, because I've been listening to people, you know, expound on this situation, you know what I'm saying, specifically. And there's a lot of people that just are like, you know, what my mom used to say, you know, you putting 10 on a 2, you know what I'm saying? And I think some people are just blowing it up way more than what, you know what I'm saying, what is documented, you know what I'm saying? You know, like I think when it first came out, you know, one of the reports was like he was the one that actually, like, you know what I'm saying, killed, you know, the individual. Then we found out, you know, later on, another report said, no, it was not him. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people are just biting into, you know, just like I said, putting a 10 on a 2. I think we just need to wait back and see what it really is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I mean, all you guys have a really valid point, right?
I'm getting nervous, bro. Stop it.
Tupac vibe.
Tupac vibe.
Every single one of you guys.
Tupac vibe.
Ain't stopping me from eating.
So I was saying, I mean, there's a valid point to everything being said, right? But the reality is, they're gonna draft who they want to draft.
Yep.
We're either gonna be happy about it or we're gonna be mad about it. In the end, we're still gonna be fans. We're still gonna support the team. Just some people are gonna have a little bit more content to talk about than others. Right?
I'll just tell you this. If we were able to go, like, I love the dude. I mean, Janikowski was a great player for us. If we were able to do that and get through that to draft a fucking kicker in the first round, we can get through anything.
Yes. That is, you know what? Yes. That is a great fucking point.
I love Janikowski, dog. Don't get me wrong. I love Janikowski, but if you can get through that, dog.
You're a lot smarter than you look, bro. You a lot smarter than you look, bro.
In that draft, though, Gabe? What superstar came out of that draft?
I don't even know. No, I'm just saying,
exactly.
Like, exactly. If you can take the kicker in the first round, it's like we can get over anything.
Yeah, bro. Come on.
Hey,
Jimmy G's nothing, bro. This is this is light work.
Did Janikowski have off the field problems too?
Yup.
Yeah, he did.
I'm just saying.
Pill popping.
Who else was in that
whiskey
draft,
drinking.
bro?
He's like, which one do I
Hey,
kick on in the middle?
Gervon, I think you can
He
get
was gonna
Gervon.
change that Tupac jersey, take that Tupac jersey for an Ice Cube. Why for an Ice Cube? Ice Cube's dope too, but what?
I think Gervon
Trying to say I
Dexter
look like
Sr.
Ice
will
Cube
be around.
for the Mexican Ice Cube.
He'll be around, and I think you can get him well past the second round too. I think you might still be able to grab Gervon Dexter Sr. right around the third or fourth.
I
I'm
like
being
that.
honest.
Javon Dexter.
On the mock draft, I drafted him in the fifth. On my mock draft,
I
I
have
had
one
him
of
in the fifth
my
round.
mock drafts right here. Let me see. Let me pull it up.
Hey, one of the dudes I really like, it looked like he's creeping up the board. That kind of got me nervous.
I took a linebacker in the second round. I took Drew Sanders, dog, from Arkansas.
I like Will McDonald.
I also like that cornerback from Alabama. If we can get him like in the fourth round, like that big corner from Alabama, Eli Ricks, or the dude from Ringo from Georgia. Big corners, big fast corners. The dudes that are like 6'2", run 4.3 40s, dog. Like big corners, like you know what I mean? Who are gonna be able to like match up size wise with these number one receivers. I like those two guys. Those two names are to look out for, like Eli Ricks and that guy Ringo, Keely Ringo from Georgia. Watch out for those two guys.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I had
guest
no idea
backstage. He has come to you guys in a different setting, different format. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know how it goes. This is my brother, my homeboy from LAC, now in the AZ, king of controversy, the one and only Mr. JT. What's up, JT?
Oh shit, the background, what the fuck? I guess that channel is building, huh? You are building that channel.
Just working some things out, you know.
Uh-oh. It looks like something's burnt back there. Right? Oh, that's JT. Oh, sorry. Hey, JT, what's up, bro?
Ain't nothing burnt over here, buddy.
He needs a ring light. He looks a little burnt right now.
Yeah, you look a little bit crispy.
I don't know.
That's because he don't got the green screen yet. Once he gets the green screen going, yeah, I mean, you get the ring light moving. You know what I mean?
I had green on, but I had to take it off because it kept putting on my screen.
You know what's pissing me off? I turn around. Lo, that wasn't racist. No, it's not racist, bro. Like, he does look burnt, bro. Like, I mean, and he burns food and he's eating. So, yeah, I'm fucking with you. That's my bro. I can be racist a little bit to him. He can be racist.
Man.
Hey, Black and Grayed Out, my brother, what's good with you? Salute to you. Hope all is well. You know what I mean? The executive producer for music, you know what I mean? Here at the, you know what I mean? I ain't put nothing out yet, but you know, we gonna work on something, you know what I mean? New show, gotta get everything right, gotta get everything situated, all of that. But appreciate you, Brody. But that's a power move, fam. That's a power move. Even if he is off the board, you don't tell nobody you took him off the board. You know what I mean?
I think that's the only reason they put that report back out there, because stupid ass Vic Tafur put that shit out there, and they were like, "What the fuck you doing, dog?" I think they were like, "What the fuck you doing?" Nah, he's still on our board. Like, don't believe anything this way. Like, I think they're like the type of regime that doesn't like to let nobody know what they're doing, not even their insiders, nothing. You know what I mean?
Well, see, I'm not reading Vic Tafur shit. I don't follow Vic Tafur.
No, I know he's the one that put that out though. That the one that we took him off our board.
I'm not even worried about the board. I'm more worried about the character issues, and I'm getting that from other reporters outside of Vic Tafur. You know what I mean? That's the character issues is what I'm really looking at. I know the kid's got generational talent. Just how long is that talent going to be around in the NFL is my question. That's where I'm trying to figure out. What is this kid's actual mental makeup? Is it a high risk, no reward, or is it a high risk, high reward? Either way it goes, it's a high risk.
Mm-hmm.
Either way you look at it, it's a high risk.
Yeah, you can say that because he is a repeat offender of what he did. So, like, you could say he's a high risk, but it is also a high reward. And it is also a high reward if it pans out. But yeah, I do get you. Just because of the optics, all of that shit. You know what I mean?
Look, if he doesn't take the plea bargain, Gabe, he's not even in the NFL draft.
If what happened?
If he doesn't take the plea bargain deal that he took to get the he's not even in the NFL, man.
Because the plea bargain was like, they let him off. That plea bargain, there's like no way you can't take that plea bargain. It's like there's no reason to risk going to trial because it's like $1,000 and like 80 hours community service. Like you better take that plea deal.
But if you go to trial, you go to jail.
Yeah, of course. That's the risk. That's why you just take the plea.
Yep. So without the plea bargain, this kid's probably not even playing in the NFL.
I mean, you're facing jail time. You're facing misdemeanors, not a felony, and it's like it's community service. So there's like it was like kind of like almost like a no-brainer. You gotta take that fucking deal.
See, in California though, that charge that he got as a misdemeanor is a felony here in California.
Yeah, in a lot of states.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff, like especially here in LA, i.e., Ontario area, San Bernardino, Riverside. Yeah. Where we have a high casualty rate in street racing, it's a felony. It's so bad here. If they catch you, they crush your car.
Jesus. You know what I heard though? The reason why supposedly over there it's not though is because like they have a lot of open highways to where there's a lot of passing lanes and shit like that. To where like they don't like, a lot of accidents are caused that way anyway. So I think it's kind of like a little like gray area in the rule, like a little gray area in the rule to where like like. AI was street racing, but because of their rules, he was only able to get a misdemeanor. Which in other states, where they have, like center dividers and all that shit. If you're racing, it's because you're trying to cause fucking damage. You ain't trying to pass somebody up.
Right.
But yeah, down here in our area where me and Gabe is, if you're caught street racing twice, they crush your car. They legally take your car to the impound and they crush that bitch. They don't sell it. They don't let you get it back. None of that.
You know what's crazy though?
They crush that shit.
When you go on those street runs, those street racing runs, when it's like 100 cars and shit, those cops don't do shit, dog.
They can't. That's too many cars.
Because it's just the risk of causing more damage. You know what I mean? Like, because these fools are already going over 100 miles an hour. So if you try to like, do something that are either going to scatter, cause more damage, and cause just more accidents. But I've been in one of those shits, and I was like, nah, I ain't doing this shit again. This shit is dangerous.
Yeah, man.
No, but even if you get caught, I thought it was after one. Even if you're not racing, even if you're just a spectator. Because I remember...
No, they had to do away with that one. That was part of it when it first came out, because they were trying to be a deterrent. Now it's if you're caught twice. You know what I mean? If you're caught twice, they will crush your car.
Oh, okay. I know a couple people. Yeah.
And if you're just in the parking lot or whatever like that, like they'll be assholes. They'll trespass.
They'll give you a trespassing.
They'll trespass your ass just to like impound your car.
But here in Cali, he would be in jail and it wouldn't be no conversation about a plea bargain. Two people are dead, and that's all they care about here, and they're gonna make an example out of them.
Yep.
Not just Cali, a lot of states he would have been.
A lot of states are really big on that shit too.
So and that's my concern, because he has two counts of illegal street racing on it.
Yeah.
That are reported.
See, here's my thing. You lied to the police, right? So what's to say, like, if you don't do what we asked you to do here, that you're gonna tell the truth to, you know what I mean, the front office?
Because we ain't the police.
Yeah, I just think it's a problem over there in Georgia.
Right?
It's a problem with the Georgia too, because like if you got like coaches and then other with that riding with other players, racing other players, and then even in the fucking pull over when they pulled over Carter a couple like I think weeks before or something like that, the officers telling them like, bro, I just caught a couple of your teammates rolling down this street that's doing the same shit. You guys need to slow down. I just think it's something too. Also, it has to be a lot to do with the school too, because like you gotta have somebody behind there, dude. Like that's just too many like cases. You know what I mean of that shit happening like back to back to back.
Those are the only reported ones.
Yeah,
those are the only reported ones.
There's other disciplinary things that happen with the team.
Yeah, they spoke me earlier on that shit.
That's what they're not reporting. That I was trying to tell you a while ago.
Like the what do you say? Like the culture in Georgia, pretty much. That's what I think too. They I think
there's a big car
that has
scene.
a lot to do with,
there's a big car scene in Georgia. I mean, especially with living there. You know what I mean? And him being so in the
track
cars.
hawk, dog. Get a Jeep track hawk. You barely push the gas on that motherfucker, and you're going 90.
I wanted a track hawk. Hey man, I gotta get some rest, fellas. I'm gonna get some rest,
brother. See you in the morning. You on in the morning, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
yes, I'll be
Drink
on.
Some Gatorade.
Yeah.
What's that?
Drink some Gatorade.
No, but I do get the
electrolytes for me tomorrow. You're gonna need those electrolytes.
Yeah, I'll be straight. I'll be good, man. I've been drinking water. This is like my fucking sixth fucking thing of it's what is it, lemon and fucking water, and then I drank like a light ass coffee, decaf. So I'm gonna go.
Wait, you got COVID or something?
20 straight hours, bro. So, but yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning though, man. You guys have a good night, all right?
You too, buddy.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Yeah. Sure, man. You too.
Man, you got the key, man. You know what I mean? You got a key, bro. You know how to open the. You know what I mean? You know how to open the studio door, bro. I know you're on your lunch break. Shout out to you. Salute to you. What's up, Lou? If you're on your lunch break and you want to pull up, bro, you know how to open the door.
Hey, I'm gonna say this though. I know it's alarming, but those are college mistakes that he made. He hasn't made no mistakes in the pros, and a lot of guys, once they get into the pros and they get their money, a lot of them mature real quick.
I like you today, JT.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? And,
I don't disagree with that.
And I know it's college, but you know, I remember in high school, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get your whip, you swinging them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you been in some corner, you know what I'm saying? As soon as you get your, you know what I'm saying, get your L's, or you know what I'm saying, if you take your old lady's car, you know what I'm saying, with your permit, you still pushing it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Hey, there's also stories of him out there, you know, like because he has his NIL deal, he was taking care of other dudes on the team, you know what I mean, financially.
Yeah, there was a lot of character stuff.
Yeah, but those stories don't come out, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, it's kind of. I think we got the I think these guys are doing a deep dive, and I think they'll be more prepared to either say no or yes when it comes around to picking them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will say this: if he's there at 7, we're drafting him for what? From what's going out there, if he's there at 7, and the guy they want isn't, we're gonna get him. But I feel they're leaning towards the. I think the Richard is smoke and mirrors. They don't want Richard. I think that's smoke and mirrors. I think they're trying to get it off of who they want. So they're trying to you know, now the game has started finally. Now I like what Ziegler's doing. Starting to throw narratives out there, try to play the mental game, the long game. Okay, now we're in the game finally. Like all them free agent moves that they made this offseason, those weren't. I mean, besides the Jacoby Myers one, I think that was an impactful move. Even if I think he's an essential key piece to any team he goes to because he's that good, and he'll play to his role and he knows his role. But yeah, I'm honestly tired of waiting, to be honest with you. I just want the season already to be here. I want to see what the draft does. I want to see what his adjustments from last year's preseason to this year's preseason, if he learned anything. Are we going to surround Jimmy G with a better offensive line to keep him healthy and protected? Because he's going to have growing pains as well. And the thing is, he isn't as durable as a lot of other guys who take hits. What's up, Pizzle? So those are just things that are alarming to me. That they're like we consistently are just looking at a position that doesn't need to be upgraded right now. Like that position is cool, but yet they still trying to revamp it and just add to it when we have other spots that really need to be addressed and can be addressed right now.
Look, there's coins to be flipped, right? And I like as you go down the line of listening to different people, right? You know what I mean? Certain aspects of stories start to come out. There's going to be positive sides of Jalen. There's going to be negative sides of Jalen. Who's to even say that Jalen will be at 7 when we pick? We could be having this mass discussion for no reason. I don't see them trading up to get him. That's not going to happen. I think they're fine at 7. You know what I mean? They wanted to trade up to 1. And if they wasn't going to get 1, then they was going to stay where they at. So, or go back. Now, them trading back, I don't see that happening. I think it's more likely that they'll trade up, but after the 7th. I think they're fine with picking at 7. I think they're fine with picking at 7. You know? That's why I'm like, I don't really care if it's Jalen Carter. I don't care if it's Kancey. I don't care if it's Christian Gonzalez. I don't care if it's Ray Love. You know what I mean? Mike G. Like, bro, whatever you pick, make sure you pick something solid and that is beneficial to the team and is actually going to work for us all. You know what I mean?
Let us somehow drop Will Anderson to number 7, please, God. That would be a no-brainer.
I'd take Will Anderson at 7.
Fuck yeah, dog. Him and Max? Damn.
I'd take Will Anderson at 7. All day long. If he drops.
Yeah, it's a big if, but like, you know what I mean? If that should happen.
I honestly think, you know what I mean, the first couple of picks are going to be quarterbacks.
Well, we are and I'll say it like this. I know for sure that the first two slots are going to be quarterback. So who are going to be the next 4?
Can somebody trade up with the Cardinals to try to get another quarterback? And then, you know, the Colts are gonna probably take a quarterback too. So who's to say the first 4 damn players is the quarterback?
The Colts need a quarterback so bad, bro. The Colts need a quarterback so bad. That's what I'm saying.
Who trades up with somebody trades up with the Cardinals, right? They get a quarterback like maybe say Stroud and Bryce are gone. Then they get Richardson, and then the Colts, you know, jump in at number 4 and they get a fucking Will Levis because they need a quarterback too. So it's like that's very possible. Now the first 4 fucking picks could be quarterbacks, and then you got your pick of the litter when it comes to you. I think.
Oh yeah, I mean, off top. I mean, let's just say you. The only way I don't see them trading out of the top 10. Let's say the Raiders do trade back, it won't be out of the top 10 though. They're not going to trade themselves out of top 10 picks. That's not going to happen. So if they do trade back, it would be to 8, 9, you know what I mean, or 10. You know, like, but they're not going to trade out of the top 10. Like, I honestly don't see why people do that. Why would you trade out of the top 10? That's not, I mean, you see what Chicago didn't trade out of the top 10. They just traded back a couple of slots.
I think the only reason I seen a smart one was I think they supposedly had like a mock where they would trade, I think, with either New England or Washington for them to go up to number 7, right? And then trade us their next year's number 1. Give us their next year number 1 plus the swap of number 1 this year. So that way, if the quarterback, that's the only reason I liked it, because that way, if the quarterback, you know, project doesn't work this year, then you got ammo next year to combine those 2 first-round picks to try to like trade up to like the top 1 or 2 picks, of the draft and try to get like a Caleb or a fucking the dude from North Carolina, or even Shador
Sanders.
Hey, don't play Shador. Shador can spin them.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's the only reason I like trading out of the top 10 there.
Bro.
All 3 of those quarterbacks are day 1 starters, bro. I believe that.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying. Like, that's why, like, I like that one. I only like that one because that one you're still planning for next year, and you're still staying in the first round this year, and you're building for next year when you have all that money. You can maybe get your super quarterback for the future. You know what I mean? And then you can still get maybe like a Kancey, because maybe he drops to like 14, 15. You know what I mean? Then you can still get a Chansey or a Breeze or somebody like that. So, and it still works out. That's the only reason I would trade out of the top 10 if you can get that type of package.
You know what one of the things that I'm looking forward to this year in college football. I know we kind of jumping the gun a little bit on it, but one of the things that I am looking forward to is watching Shador in the Pac-12. You know what I mean?
I like USC. I want to see that shit too.
Yeah, we saw him play. You know what I mean? In the Black College League, right? And then we saw him play in was it the SEC before?
Nah, he was in Troop High School.
No, they were in the.
His brother played corner at South Carolina.
South Carolina, yeah.
Yeah, his brother played.
He's gonna be good, man. He's gonna be good. He's fucking ranked the 3rd best quarterback, and that's a pretty good class next year. So he's gonna be pretty damn good.
Yeah, but I would take a chance on Shador. You know what I mean? If you can't get Caleb, you know what I mean. If you
they're supposedly really high on that May kid from fucking North
Carolina. You talking about Drake May? Yeah, he's your prototypical guy, but he actually can move.
I want to see more film on him, but I hear a lot of good stuff about him. They're putting him right behind Caleb.
Because he's like Justin Herbert, 6'4", 220. You know, runs like a 4.6.
Bennett has a fucking strong arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why that wouldn't be the bad. That's why that's the only reason I would trade back if you can get that type of package. That's like the ideal thing that I would do if that was available. If the guy that you want at 7 is not there no more, then you pick up the call. You pick up the call and you try to see if you can trade back a couple spots, maybe get something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you adjust it down, right? You have multiple needs on your defense, and if you can address all of that this year with this being a defensive heavy draft. You can really focus on just your whole team in general the following year. You know what I mean? You can take a chance on a quarterback. You can grab you another wide receiver, maybe get you a little bit more defense or something. Like, you can genuinely build a team. But I mean, the way they've really built this offense, you know what I mean? Looking at the weapons, all they really need now to address is the protection over there and maybe the quarterback spot, but that's yet to be seen. We're going to give Jimmy G the benefit of the doubt, see if he can stay healthy. Because when staying healthy, the kid is a good quarterback, proven to be able to get you to the dance, right? When he's not healthy, then there lies a problem. You know what I mean? Unless you got good backups to continue on for you, like they had in Brock Purdy. You know what I mean? They had a good backup. You know what I mean? That kept the team going when he went down last year. So, we still don't know if we have that. I believe we do, because I'm a fan of Chase Garbers. You know what I mean? I want to see the kids succeed. But like I said, I also want to see him earn the spot, not just get the spot because our starting QB got injured. You know what I mean? So, I gotta say, you know what I mean? Like, I really do expect them to address that defense this draft. You know what I mean? If they take an O lineman, because they feel like they need the protection. I'm not gonna be mad at it, especially if it works out.
If it's Paris Johnson Jr., I'm with you. I like the Skoronski kid, don't get me wrong. But I was watching some film on fucking Paris Johnson Jr. the other day. That motherfucker. Crazy.
Bro, that nigga, bro. I'm saying, you wouldn't want him on your O-line because he ain't going to be around in no second round, bro.
Hell no. He ain't going to be around after the top 10. Somebody taking him. That dude is athletic as fuck for a tackle, dog.
Bro, you put him on the line, bro.
Like a tight end.
Man, I'm telling you, you got a good line at that point. You got a really good line.
I'm just saying, if that's your plan, and you to plan to protect Jimmy G and keep him upright the whole season, I'm with it. That's at least some type of plan. You know what I mean? That's at least giving, all the pieces that you need. Then there's no really no excuses for Jimmy G, because if you can't stay healthy with that type of line, then I'm sorry. Then I have to be on the same boat as everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. I definitely feel you, man. I feel you, and that's why I say, like, I really don't know what they're gonna do, but I got a feeling like no matter what they do, I feel like they're gonna hit it out the park, bro. Nobody expected Dylan Parham to be as good as he was. I mean, being honest,
I think he's gonna be even better this year,
and it may be better this year with your first rounds. And you look, when we drafted Parham last year, what was your true? Be honest with yourself. Before you saw him play, before the season, when we drafted him, what was your true feeling when you heard his name called?
I'm gonna be honest, dog. Like I knew about him.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I wanted him at the third pick. I was upset still. Like I knew about him. I kind of liked this game and everything like that, but shit, dog, I thought he was gonna be picked like in the 4th or 5th round, to be honest. You know what I mean? And like when we took him, I was upset. I ain't gonna lie. But he did turn out to be a good player. So like it kind of, showed me a little bit, different, a little bit different outlook at the end of the season. But yeah, upset. It had to be upset for sure.
I was okay. Because I heard his name before. I didn't know that, I wasn't expect. Of course, I didn't think he was going to be that far down. I thought he was actually going to be higher than, where we got him. And to be honest with you, when we got him, I thought that our center was going to be out the door immediately. Because I thought just my personal opinion, I thought, and even when they played him at center, you know what I'm saying, I was like, man,
played pretty good dude too.
He's about to be, he's our dude's about to be out the door. Because I just felt like they were just getting their offensive line.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but you see, Andre James earned his spot. JT,
how I felt.
Yeah.
Oh no! We suck again.
You ain't like that. Like I wasn't that like that, but like yeah, I wasn't.
That's how I felt.
Because I kind of knew, like, because you know how we were doing. We made those pickups during like the off season, so I was kind of like, okay, let's. Like, I wasn't so mad because. Don't get me wrong, I was mad at first things. Like at first instincts, I was like, fuck. But then I was like, okay, we did pick up DA. We did do this. So okay, maybe let's get Carr a little bit more, protection. But I was mad at first. I'm not gonna lie.
Like I said, I was okay with it because I just felt like, and I think that's the other thing is because I was actually on, the live when we drafted him and all that stuff. And before all that, we were all saying with the first round pick coming out of Fresno State, you know what I'm saying? Devontae Adams, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of what kind of even softened the blow
for you know what I'm saying for Parham.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was sad about Parham because I know Parham like as a player. I think he's I think he was good for where we got him, but I think for those players people that didn't know about Parham, I think what softened the blow was first and second round we all said Devontae Adams' name instead of what I'm saying. I
tell you what, he was a pleasant surprise. He was a very pleasant surprise, though, because like from first thought, like I did think he was okay. He was good. I didn't think he would get that much burn, but then when he started starting and he actually started putting, producing on the field, I was like, okay, it's actually a solid fucking pick in the third round. All right, so it's pretty damn good. And and then I seen a thing right here about Thomas Hernandez put about Nolan Smith. Have you seen about him, Dirty? The defensive end from Georgia, plays on the side of Jalen Carter.
Nolan Smith.
Yeah, that dude.
But they're projecting him second round up.
Yeah, he's like freakish athlete, but I haven't seen too much of him on the field. Like he put a big combine out there and everything like that. I don't know, man. Like that's a reach. If somebody were to take him, I think in the first round, a lot of potential, but I just think that would be like one of those reaches that we're used to making.
That's a Cleve Farrell reach.
Exactly. That's kind of like that, reach. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And good call on that, because that's exactly what it really played out to be, because he played right next to
Jalen Carter.
Real good guys. So, what I'm saying, you can and it's almost like it's even like Damon Arnett, you know what I'm saying? He had a Kuda on the other side, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Like that makes you look better because you have somebody.
I mean, dude runs a 4.3 40 at a fucking 250 pounds. I mean, it looks great. I mean, on paper and everything like that. It's just I haven't seen enough on film.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's my thing. Like, if you take away that line, you know what I mean? You take away Jalen Carter on the side of him. You know what I mean? Like, you take away that linebacking core. Is he really that good? You know what I mean? Is he really that good?
That's the question.
Like he's got above average test numbers, but they're not in the upper echelons of elite numbers.
I think he has like a
ceiling. Nobody's really touching Jalen Carter's numbers, or play or draftability stock. You know what I mean? If we're talking athleticism only,
What do you think its ceiling is? Like a Nolan Smith? Like if you were to compare him like a player. Speed, he's tall, lanky, but he.
So I'm already comparing him to Clee.
To Clee.
So he could be either on the playing field of Clee, or he can elevate above that. You know what I mean? But
okay.
My comparison is Clee. That's where
ceiling.
What I mean?
Ceiling, you think it's Clee? Or like that's like the type of player you expect him to be. But like ceiling, I think he could be like maybe like a fuck, dog. It's hard to even think. Like, but I was gonna say a name just because of the speed. But I don't even think he compares to that. Like, that fool was a freak too. Like Javon Curse. Remember Javon Curse?
I wouldn't want my ceiling to be Javon Curse though. Like if I gotta put up a ceiling. I need a player that has some real longevity and no issues. You know what I mean? The problem with Javon Curse was hurt a lot, bro.
He was a freak. I'm just saying like freakish like ability. You know what I mean? He was fucking fast, and he just didn't look like a fucking defensive end out there.
I'm thinking about Clowney. Not Curse. I'm thinking about Clowney. My bad.
Yeah, Clowney has been hurt forever.
I could probably see Curse. Clowney, Javion Clowney is who I was thinking about.
Yeah, he was a great defensive player in college. It's just that he hasn't really panned out in the pros. He's had some good, solid years, but he hasn't really panned out.
Ceiling. If I could say ceiling, I would say
it's kind of hard. That shit's fucking like.
I would say give him 3 floors. No, 2 floors. No, 3 floors. I probably go 3 floors below Howie Long. His ceiling.
Who?
Nolan Smith.
Nolan Smith?
Yeah.
He's a defensive end from Georgia.
Played on the outside of Jalen.
That dude it's just crazy. I just compared him to Javon Curtis only for the reason because, you know, they used to call him a freak. He was the first one of those dudes that ran like a 4.4 40 in the fucking as a defensive end and shit like that. So that's why I kind of just compare him to him just because this dude fucking ran a 4.33 or 4.38 40, dog, as a defensive end at 250 something pounds. Like
he's a linebacker edge. He's a linebacker first, though, Gabe. He just plays the edge.
Still, like 4.3 speed, that shit's fast, bro. Like,
hey, look, if they play him if they decide they want to play him on the edge, if they draft him and want to play him on the edge, bro, that dude bends. Look, can you imagine him and Max Crosby getting off the ball and bending corners together, bro? That would be, you know what I mean? That would be some real insanity right there. Because the kid does have a quick get off. You know what I mean? Which was one of the keys to his success for his play in Georgia. But at the same time, he's on the outside of Jalen Carter, who's demanding a whole lot of attention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then last year they had that guy Devontae Wyatt, and they had fucking Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter still, you know, backing them up. So it's like this dude's had some fucking great guys beside him. You know what I mean? In the middle.
Well, my thing is just we have a good edge. It's just we have no middle. Like
that's what. No, I was just asking.
I don't even know if our edge is all that. We got one good edge.
Yeah, I kind of think fucking Chandler Jones is gonna come back this year, dog, with a good, you know, head on his shoulders, dog. I think he's just gonna come back with a vengeance. I don't know why. I just feel it.
My question was never his head on his shoulders. My question was always his feet on his hips, nigga.
I think he came into the season hurt. You know what I mean? He had like those nagging injuries still. I think he came into the season hurt, never got right. Then once he really did and got somebody to help him on like inside of him, he kind of was a little bit taking off, and then he got hurt. You know what I mean? So I think it was just like, but you are right though. Like I mean that is a big question. That's a big question with a lot of guys on this fucking team. But yeah, health for sure. I just think he could come back and off of that year, and especially with the re-signing of Tillery. I know it's not like a great thing or whatever, but like because Tillery's not like the best or whatever, but he just helped him out. You can see that Chandler Jones, being elevated.
I can't hang my hat on Tillery. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be an auxiliary piece. He doesn't need to be a focal, you know what I'm saying, mainstay at defensive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
I can't
Kuntz
trust.
Needs to get some more burn too, man. I don't know what the hell. I mean, they're keeping him on the fucking roster. It's like, can you guys give him some burn or something? What the fuck?
He's on the roster for now, not for long.
I know, man. That's why I keep trying waking up and saying, is Kuntz still on the damn team?
Look, Kuntz has.
He's flashes. He has flashes.
He flashes. But here's the thing. He wasn't drafted by Ziegler now.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
They have no real ties to keeping him around. They see that a lot of things that we drafted just didn't pan out. A lot of it was shipped out before they even got here.
Yeah, I just think like,
you know.
So what's the day? You know what I mean? For like letting them go. Like I would just think, wouldn't they release them already?
Drafting a better end this year.
Simple. They don't know how to coach him.
There's a joke that says you're ugly. You know what I'm saying? And you're not ugly, but
shit.
You're not.
Nah, I got you.
Why are you lagging, Twan?
Nah, I like. No, it's cool. It's looking that shit's. It's just.
No, it's just you know what it is. It's read the acronyms of what the NFL stands for.
No, I know. I just felt like because you know they're getting rid of everybody. You know what I mean? They were getting rid of guys. You know, half of the season, and you know they were getting fools left and right. You know, during like this off season, that I was just like, I was just waiting for Kucha's name to be in one of those lists. You know what I mean? So that's why I was just like, "Fuck, what is the delay? Like, are they gonna keep him, or what is the deal?
They're
Or do
gonna
they have
keep him
do
until
they
they can
have
find.
do
Until they
they
can
have
find some
somebody
better.
like in mind that maybe have talked about him? Like maybe they've gotten phone calls about him or something. Maybe like draft
I
time.
mean,
I don't know. Like it's just
but
weird.
it's gonna be a big preseason right now because I'm gonna be honest. He has to play the guys this year. He has to. I mean, Jimmy G probably not as much. I wouldn't mind him not playing Jimmy G as much as I was upset about him not playing Carr. Like Carr needed those reps, or any quarterback we had needed those reps.
Yeah.
Jimmy, because of his history and their rapport, I'm saying he's probably the least likely that I like about getting time that I would be worried about. But the other guys need them reps.
Yep.
I mean, how many times did we hear all offseason about us giving the Patriots the business on offense, and then all of a sudden the guys don't even know how to run the play now. Like I don't care about these scrimmages that they're gonna have that they're just gonna focus on specific matches and things like that.
Who are they scrimmaging this year?
The Niners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I honestly don't. I kind of care, but I don't care because they're not in our division. They're not even in the AFC.
Can you go to those scrimmages?
Yeah, you can.
You can. Like they just like have one part, like they just have like one part, like an hour, like blocked off, and then they like let the everybody else in. No.
No, I mean, if you show up, you can get there as long as if you can get a seat. It's just like I'm not sure if it's
Vegas, I might go down there, dog, because there's gonna be some fights in those fucking joint practices.
That's why I don't think it can be. I don't think it can actually be in Frisco because I mean that whole aspect. But I mean, it could be out there. Who knows? But I think if they have it in Frisco, there's going to be an issue in the parking lot. If you have it in Vegas, I don't think there's going to be an issue.
I'm down to go though. If either way, either one, you know what I mean. Down to go to those joint practices for sure. These shits are gonna get crazy.
Yeah, because that's why I think it's going to be in Vegas. And plus, like if they really wanted to, they can play in an enclosed stadium. So and keep the fans out, and then they also can keep the media out from actually looking. So that's the benefit of having it in Vegas over having it in Frisco.
Plus, what does Frisco practice though? Like Santa Clara, no?
Mm-hmm. Somewhere over there. I couldn't particularly tell. I don't follow them that much. I don't know that much.
I'm trying to think. I think they.
I'll just look it up.
I think it's I know that the Cowboys fucking brought their shit back over here to Oxnard. Like, why the fuck you guys practice over here, dog? Get your asses over here in Texas, motherfuckers.
But they've been in Oxnard.
I know, but why though? They're fucking for Texas. Get your asses back to Texas, damn it.
The money out there. They get all the fans out there in Cali.
I think that was all, and I might be wrong about this, but I think that was all stemmed from the LA Raiders.
Mm-hmm. It is in Santa Clara, good.
Yeah.
I think the Oxnard situation came from the LA Raiders.
That's good.
Plus the weather.
When Al Davis used to be real cool with, Jerry's.
Hey, Oxnard gets fucking hot in August though. Motherfucking shit's fucking desert.
It's just desert. So cool. You can have all that out there.
Yeah, they don't have an indoor arena at their practice facility.
Mm-mm.
The Raiders do though. The Raiders have that great fucking.
That's where they held the. I think that's where they held the scrimmage against the Patriots. You know what I mean? And the preseason was inside the facility.
And didn't we do it twice? Didn't they have one in Vegas and the other one was over there?
No. I think there was one practice outside though, because I remember. Yeah. Remember there was some fucking footage, like somebody was taking it from like a hill.
Was it like a
softball? Yeah, for like a softball, they were taking footage from like the hill and they caught one of the fights between the fucking between the Raiders and the fucking Patriots or something like that. Like they were like, Yeah, I remember that shit. Well, I think they had like a couple of joint practices, and then after that one, they didn't want to joint practice no more because there was too many fights in the outside one.
Yeah. No, I'm just impatient, man.
Yeah, it is. Well, at least we're one more day to April, dog. So we're almost in April at least.
Almost in April. Actually, today is my son's birthday.
Wish him a happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Hey,
My
but I was
too. My oldest son's birthday today.
Happy birthday, nephew.
I'm happy he made it. He made it to what?
23.
23, man.
You've been having sex for that long? Look at you, vet.
Look at you.
Yeah, he's 23 today.
It's a milestone. It's a milestone nowadays for kids of his generation.
Facts.
21 years younger than me. I'll be 44 this year. So yeah,
this is his Jordan year, dog.
Yep, this is a Jordan year. So
I remember 23. Dog. That was my last, year without any kids. Yeah, 23 was my last year without any kids. I had my son at 24.
That's when you was wilding the most.
Yeah, no, don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. No,
don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
Put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
23.
I
had a lot of
the
time.
year I dive deep.
Ray Love said April 22nd, bro. For sure. My
youngest
my youngest is April 23rd. So
I'm the 28th.
Lil Dirty is the 23rd.
Dang, so we fucking all Taurus.
Yeah. Lil Dirty. Baby Dirty is April 23rd.
Yeah, it's been a year already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a day after the draft starts. I like the 27th, the draft starts, and then I'm that Friday, 28th. Yeah.
Hey, game 110. Hey, man. Hey, look. I know. I look old. I look old when I'm not shaved up and clean cut. Yeah, I look old as shit. I know. I know. I don't want to look old no more.
You know who fucking looks young as fuck, dog, too? Fucking Loon, man. When you see that motherfucker in person, that motherfucker look young as fuck. I don't know how that motherfucker look so young.
Like, nigga, you do not look that, nigga.
Yeah, for real. Is that when we were fucking that day when we went to Vegas on December? He was like, when he said how old he was, I was like, what?
Like
nah,
50, right?
Almost as old as OG.
Yep,
2 quarters.
But we've come to the closing end of the show. Before we roll out, I always like to hear the final thoughts of my panel. So we're gonna start down here with Twan. Tonight's show, we addressed Jalen Carter. We also addressed what the needs could be at that number 7 position. The fact of trading down. We also made some comparisons of some other players. From tonight's show, you know what I mean? What do you think would be the highest impact for the Raiders to make a decision upon?
I'm sorry, what was that question? Sorry.
The highest impact for
like what would be the most impactful position for the Raiders to draft at 7? Or what would be the most impactful thing for them to do at the number 7 pick?
I to be honest with you, I think even a value, I think it would be and I have to give three spots on this. I think it would be on the offensive line, just having that stability for the 5 years. And then, defensive tackle, we still need a cornerstone of this defense, for the long term and to have it for a while, So a defensive tackle will work. And then at corner, I think if we can get either Gonzalez or Witherspoon at 7, that would be of value. I don't think linebacker, and I'm not saying an edge, I'm saying linebacker, I think linebacker if we get a linebacker there, I think we will be reaching at 7. You know what I'm saying? If you get an edge, you know what I'm saying, it would be like a Will Anderson or somebody like that. Yeah. So I think the 3 positions would be offensive tackle, defensive tackle, and corner at 7. And that would be where I would go at 7.
JT.
Most impactful?
What would be the most impactful thing for them to do with the number 7 pick?
I feel if we get Will Anderson, I feel that would be the most impactful. A different type of impact and kind of shocking would be if we draft a quarterback. Then that sends a different message. But I'm kind of with Twan, and I honestly feel the most stable thing to do would be to go online. You know it. Yeah, but impactful would definitely be to get Carter at 7, because it's been our weakest point for, I mean, debatable maybe 10, 15 years, that position.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you've been weak for over a decade at one position, I think getting him would definitely impact it, whether it works or not. Your turn, Gabe.
Yeah, Gabe.
I think if you don't have those guys available, like a Carter, a Will Anderson at 7, like I said, I think those are the guys that I think you gotta address. I think like JT was saying right now, it's arguably one of our weakest positions in the last fucking, since probably Richard Seymour, I would say, and since and we got him on the back end of his career, you know what I mean? I think we haven't drafted actual good ones since fucking like Darrell Russell. So I just think we need that, bro. We need that interior, that interior presence on the line. So, but like I said, if that guy's not there, like if Jalen Carter's not there, or if you can't get, another special player in Will Anderson, if he might drop, then you pick up the phone and you try to, pick up some extra, draft capital, but high draft capital. Let people try to, because I think if Will Levis or somebody that's still on the board there's still teams out there, out of the top 10 that will be, I think, willing to trade into the top 10 to get like a player like that. So, you do your due diligence and try to pick up an extra pick or 2 for the future, and then you can still pick up maybe, you can still make it work with like picking up like a corner like later on, like a Devin Witherspoon if he's still healthy, if he's still there, or like a Tyree Wilson, the edge from fucking Texas Tech, or like a Kalijah Kancey, somebody like that, maybe like in the top 15, and then you still, you're still picking up more picks. So I think that's probably the way I would go, but I would probably defensive tackle would probably be the most impactful, I think, to get if we can get that top guy.
Gotcha. Loon has a question for you guys, man. We'll start with Gabe first. With the way we prepare for the draft a year ahead, do you think Ziegler eyes are set on linebackers next year? What is the depth of linebackers in next year's draft, if you know?
The depth of next year's linebackers, to be honest, it's just way too early. I couldn't really tell you. I know that the linebackers this year, I think it's deeper than the cornerbacks, to where I think that's why you gotta maybe go cornerback at 38, because I think you can maybe get some more the drop off after, I think, some of these top cornerbacks is big, to where you might be able to get a little bit more value out of the linebackers later. So I think you maybe address linebackers this year, and go maybe the top corner and then try to, work with what you have this year in corners and then see what the cornerback fucking landscape looks next year, and plus you're gonna have a lot of more money to play with.
For me, let me, for me, real quick, the way I look at it is there's a lot of linebackers in this year's draft. There's more linebackers in this year's draft than next year's draft, but there's more quality linebackers in next year's draft than this year's draft. You have about maybe 6 or 7 in this draft that actually could be day one starters come in and get that spot, right? You have about 12 in next year's draft. You know what I mean? Next year's draft has a much higher quality linebacker core coming out. But for this year, you have less corners this year, but a higher quality of corners this year than next year's draft as well. So you definitely can take a chance on some linebackers this season, you know what I mean? But you definitely want to address that defensive back part of your team, you know what I mean, more this year than you would want to do next year. So I think they take a chance on about 2 linebackers this year, but I think that they really do address that defensive backfield and that defensive line. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of linebackers. I'm looking at the list right now. A lot of linebackers.
There's a lot this year, but the quality of linebackers for next year is better. You know,
and I think go ahead.
But at the same time, you still have to reserve judgment because a season of football has to be played by those linebackers. So, you know what I mean? As much as I've seen most of them play this year, the guys that I'm looking at coming out next year, I saw them play this year, but next year is going to be something completely different. So I have to remain in. You have to wait and see. But yeah,
they do have some pretty good corners.
Yeah.
I mean,
the class of corners. You know what I'm saying? The class of corners this year. You know what I'm saying? Like Gabe said, there is a drop off. You know what I'm saying? You have your top. You have your top guys, and then a few top guys, and then it drops off. So I think we would have to go corner early. You know what I'm saying, in this draft, and I think also with the linebacker situation, I think there is some good linebackers, but you can probably get those in the 2nd or 3rd round. You know what I'm saying, and then even in the back end, you know what I'm saying, of the draft, the 4th, 5th round, there's still some good linebackers there, you know what I'm saying, that you can address your team with. Not saying they're going to freaking take over, you know what I'm saying, and be that all-star. You never know. You might hit, but there is some decent guys of value, you know what I'm saying, in the later rounds at linebacker. So hopefully they're able to pick those guys up.
Yeah, you got to address that before the fall off happens. You know what I mean? Before that drop off happens, address the cornerback before. Try to at least get one of those top, 10 corners out of the top 10.
Yeah. I think next year's crop of linebackers are better than this year and way deeper and bigger and faster. If we need DBs, this is the year to get them. Next year's DBs outside of Kool-Aid, I think there's only like 1 or 2 DBs next year that are worth.
Yeah, I was actually looking right now. There's not that many DBs rated high next year.
It'll be Kool-Aid, and
like
he's at Bama. Next year's corporate linebacker, you got Jeremiah Trotter Jr. He's gonna be nice. You got the kid from Dallas, Turner. But the guy who I think the Raiders should go is get Scooby Williams. That's the guy. I think he's gonna be the best linebacker next year from Florida. Which is why I would want to get him next year, and I would want to get Will Anderson this year, and then I think our linebacker core will be solid for like the next 10 years with those two. For being any type of injury to them or anybody. I think the DBs are deep this year, and there's still going to be a lot of good ones later on. everyone's just like salivating over the defensive line right now, and
I just think it's a cornerback league, you know what I mean? And they take so many corners early, dog. Like they make so many runs on corners early. Like once you see one go off the board, you'll see like you fucking see them just fly off the fucking board.
You gotta also think about it like this. You know what I mean? Ever since the NFL went into being a passing league, you have to be able to stop the passes.
Yeah. Even some
that's why cornerbacks are now demanding so much more money in these contract negotiations and situations and getting paid more, because now, like literally, it's your stars of your team are your corners, your wide receivers, your quarterback, and then you throw some scrambled pieces in there. You know what I mean, linebacker and everything else. But I mean, really, I mean, like it's a passing league. You know what I mean? You either got the superstar corner who can play lockdown defense and get interceptions, which makes the game exciting, or you got your wide receivers that just burning cats out here. Right? Like those are your guys right there. So,
hey, would you guys take a reach if you guys say we trade back like the plan I said earlier, right? If you say you trade back to like 16 and Devin Witherspoon and the other Christian Gonzalez ain't there, would you take a reach on Joey Porter Jr.?
Yeah.
I like that kid. I like that. And his
I don't think I'll reach on him though.
Yeah, I don't think it would be a reach at that point. I think that's.
You say third? You said in the third?
No. I'm saying you trade back because he's projected like a late first rounder.
Trade back to 16.
You say like you trade back to like 16.
Yeah, that's where
Gonzalez is there.
Gonzalez and Witherspoon ain't there no more. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. If Gonzalez is not there, I'm trading back. If he's there, I'm not trading.
I kind of like him more than Gonzalez personally.
I like Joey Porter Jr. though. He's physical. I mean, but that does work against you sometimes. But that dude could cover, man. He has speed. He has size. So I think, and he has the pedigree. That's the only reason I like the fucking.
Look,
most of these kids have that pedigree.
I'm looking for the dog in a player right now, bro. I'm looking for the dog in players.
That's what I mean. I see that in Joey. I see that in Joey, dog.
I still don't have a list of corners. You know, I don't have my top 7 list of corners yet, bro, because I'm still looking at film. I'm trying to find the dog in cats, bro.
Yeah, I like that idea too, Loon. I like that idea too, Loon.
Yeah, look at Elijah.
I'm not looking at highlights. I'm looking at game film. You know what I mean? Like I'm not looking at highlights where he made the big play. No, I'm looking at game film. Like, what did you do when the play wasn't on you? You know what I mean? When the ball wasn't coming to your side, were you chasing it down? Like, I'm looking for the dog in players, bro. Like, people, that's the shit people don't look for, man. I'm looking to see if the ball didn't come to you, did you take the play off or did you fucking get involved? Because if you got involved, then you got some dog in you. If you took the play off and just crossed your arms and stood over there, nigga, I don't want you.
I think that's why there's a lot of guys in the second round that fit that pedigree, because I think a lot of those guys that get drafted in the second round, they believe that they were number 1 picks. You know what I'm saying? So when they come to the league, they already have that chip on their shoulder, like, oh, you guys didn't pick me in the first round. I should have been a first rounder. You know what I'm saying? Now I got to show you why, you know what I'm saying, I should have been a first rounder. You know what I'm saying? And then they're really about their money. You know what I'm saying? They're going to play their 4 years out, and then they're going to be trying to get that, make sure they insure themselves to get that big, get their real money. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like, you know what I'm saying, the second, even the third round guys. I hopefully we can, either double dip, you know what I'm saying, somewhere in that bracket, because there's going to be a lot of guys, solid guys, pieces that we can put on this team in the second and third rounds, you know what I'm saying, and be proud of having them on the field.
Yeah, I mean, I got the corners that I'm looking at, but I'm just not big on Gonzalez. I kind of would like to see him as a safety. I don't want to see him as a corner. In the NFL, cornering in college, yeah, he was good. Corner in the NFL, I don't know. he got burnt too much by the kids from SC. He was getting burnt by the kids from UCLA. Like he couldn't guard Bobo. Bobo was our tight end, and he couldn't stay with him. They took him off of Bobo.
Bobo had hands
though. And then he couldn't stay with Addison. Like I seen him get beat too much by like the kids in the Pac-12 to think he's just gonna be this awesome kid who's just gonna elevate. He has the potential and he has the ideal size, and like his matchup potential is great because he's so big and long. But to see him get torched in the Pac-12 by teams that could go on offense. I didn't like that, you know.
I didn't like it either. That, and what that told me was he's not really a man-to-man type guy. You know what I mean? Because he really thrives in the zone.
True.
When he's setting his zone, that's where his better coverage comes into play. You know what I mean? And I think that's one of the things that they're really. I mean, if you look at it, bro, we don't really ask these cats to play man-to-man. We're asking for zone. I mean, he's playing zone. And he has man-to-man guys out there that can't play zone. So they're looking for that top zone corner. I think that's what he is. He's that top zone corner out there. You know what I mean? He's playing zone, he should elevate. If you play, he needs to be drafted into the right.
He needs to be drafted into the right system.
I think our system is perfect for where I think he thrives at, and that's so. Look, I know he plays both, but he is better in zone than he is in man-to-man. Let's just be honest about that. If you're watching him, if you're looking at him, he is better in zone coverage than he is in man-to-man.
Mm-hmm. What about Devin Weatherspoon, though? I like the way that dude plays, too, though. He's a ball hawk.
No, Weatherspoon, I think Gonzalez is a better ball hawk than Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon just will get into you. You know, he'll scrap.
I personally like
Gonzalez is pretty, but Gonzalez, Gonzalez is gonna catch the ball. If you make a mistake and miss, that he's the guy who's gonna get us the interception.
If I'm being honest, 7 pass breakups is not a lot in college.
Not at all.
Especially not the 4 interceptions is nice, but the 7 breakups, that's not a lot in college.
When you're averaging what? 55 to 60 plays a game, because he's not coming off the field. And they were going at him last year, especially SC and UCLA with the shootouts. And then the game in Washington, I believe, was it Washington or was it Washington State? It was one of those, or it was one. Like, yeah, he had a real bad game. You know, but that's just my Pac-12, I guess you can say Pac-12 bias, because I watch a lot of Pac-12. I love Pac-12. But, yeah, I think he would be a better safety with his ball hawk skills and the way he reads the field and the way he diagnoses plays and his smarts. All he has, like, if he just can put on weight, he tackles well. Like, I just see him as a big safety. Like, I see him as a Cam Chancellor. He can be that.
That's what when I look at him as a safety too. I feel like you put him back there, and I said this before my last channel guy. Yeah, bro, like I have no issue with bringing this kid in and trying him out at corner. If he don't play corner, he could be a phenomenal safety, bro. Especially on the side of Epps. You know what I mean? So
I just think if you put him at corner, and he'll get humbled real fast against these receivers, these big receivers. Let him try to bump and run one of these big boys out here. He's gonna learn the difference between college strength and man strength real fast.
Well, that's the growing pains we're gonna have to go with. The only person that we have that's not under a rental is Hobbs. Everybody else is a rental when it comes to you know what I'm saying this. Well, corner wise, I'll say that.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure to have everybody here, man. I thank you all. We have come to that time where it is time to wrap up the show. I asked a question before we left, but now, Twan, please let the people know where they can find you.
You can find me on the Life of the Nation. Life of the Nation. Subscribe.
Appreciate it. JT, where can they find you, man?
You can find me here, Life of the Nation. You can find me on Lowe's. You can find me on Gabe. You'll find me on Twan when Twan finally goes. You'll find me everywhere but the street corner.
There you go.
Gabe, where can they find you at, brother?
Yeah, right here on the NWA network. You know what I mean? Looking on all the shows, basically. You know what I mean? Because, we want to support everybody on the network pretty much. But my channel, you can find me at Raider Gabe 420. Tomorrow I'll be having a show at 420 Wednesdays and Fridays. So we'll just be doing like the smoke out hour. Just come chill, relax. We'll talk some more shit. Raiders. Hopefully there's some news, some type of news or something like that tomorrow. But if not, either way, we'll still be there, man. Chilling, roll one up, smoke one up. And that's it.
Most definitely. And me, I'm Dirty Raider here at the new network. Well, the new show inside of NWA Network, Life of the Nation, where we hear about the life of the nation. You know what I mean? We talk about everything from mental health to sports, to birthdays, life, death, comedy, whatever floats your boat and smooths your groove. You know what I mean? Some of y'all don't know what that means, but whatever smooths your groove, man. You know what I mean? That's what we're here for. Entertain, have fun, talk a little football, talk a little life. It's been a great show. I am your host, Dirty Raider. Thank you for tuning in to Life of the Nation. And as always, 50 billion things on YouTube. The fact that you allowed me to grace your screen for any amount of time, along with my panel, is more than greatly appreciated, more than we can verbally express. We really sincerely thank you. Can always do a show, but what's a show without an audience?
Yes, sir.
Just a recording. So I thank you. And as always, no matter how much it rains, you can never stop the sun from shining. Raider Nation YouTube.